machine. Shall we call him? No, we won't. What's wrong with him? He is deaf. He will be not able to play this game.
Ninad is deaf, but he is not dumb. A common belief in our society is that people who are deaf are also dumb. But this is not true. Impaired hearing in them has led to a loss in speech. In our country, out of a total number of handicapped persons, 3 to 4% are hearing impaired. Does this mean that these people are dependent on society? Of course not. From the time we are born, our ears introduce us to a world filled with sounds. This sound sense makes us aware of people around us, things around us. It gives us warning signals. It gives meaning to our very existence. And this initiates a complex process of hearing and then acquiring speech. People like Ninad cannot speak. They cannot imitate others. This is because they cannot hear the different sounds around them. But they can be taught to speak. Technology has advanced to such an extent that hearing loss can be detected at an early age, as early as 4 to 6 months. This is very essential for the early acquisition of speech. We have so many facilities available. There are institutes for rehabilitation. There are schools for the deaf. Doctors, audiologists, speech therapists, and trained teachers play an important role. And so do the parents, whose emotional support is absolutely essential. And above all, it's we as a society who will give them the confidence and strength by understanding them. They need our support and not our pity to lead full and healthy lives. After all, they are not different from us.
डॉक्टर, मला असं वाटतं ह्याला ऐकू कमी येतं की काय, कारण काल किचनमध्ये भांडी वगैरे पडली, तो तिथेच जवळ बसला होता तरी त्यांनी काही रिस्पॉन्स दिला नाही.
काल मी आल्यानंतर त्याला वेगळ्या वेगळ्या प्रकारे आवाज देऊन बघितला, म्हणजे टाळ्या वाजवून बघितल्या, शिट्टी वाजवून बघितली, पण त्यांनी तसा रिस्पॉन्स दिला नाही. त्यामुळे
As you can see as this example, if the children are brought quite early to the doctors, the diagnosis can be made at a very early age and the proper treatment can be started.
But what is the mechanism which helps us to hear so many sounds?
Structurally, ear consists of 3 parts: the external ear, middle ear and the inner ear. Sound from the exterior is collected by pinna, conducted through the external auditory meatus to the eardrum. The eardrum vibrates. The vibrations are conducted to the inner ear via chain of 3 small bones which are known as ossicles. Inner ear contains fluid. The vibrations which are conducted to the inner ear set in waves in the inner ear fluid. These waves stimulate the sensitive hair cells and set in a electrobiochemical process which converts these vibrational energy to the electrical energy. This electrical energy in turn is taken by the auditory neurons and conducted to the brain center via auditory nerve.
This mechanical ear reconstructs the processes involved in hearing. Sound waves from the bell vibrate on a disc-like eardrum. This in turn vibrates a three-piece lever which produces waves in the fluid of the cochlea. Hearing loss occurs when there is some problem in the process of sound interpretation.
Disorders of hearing are grouped into two categories. Conductive hearing impairment, where pathology lies in external or middle ear. The patients with conductive hearing loss can be helped with medical treatment or surgical treatment. The other type is sensory neural hearing loss. This is irreversible type of hearing loss.
After detection of the hearing loss, if a child has problem in the external ear or middle ear, there are solutions. It can be treated with conservative line of treatment like medicines, or wherever it is necessary, a surgical line also can be implied. A program like cochlear implantation program has been developed in developed countries to treat or to rehabilitate the hearing loss occurring because of problem in the inner ear.
These days it is possible to assess hearing of infants also using specialized technique called brainstem auditory evoked response audiometry. With the help of audiometer, audiogram is prepared with the thresholds of different frequencies. Threshold is a minimum intensity level at which the sound is detected from silence. The patients with sensory neural loss are advised to use a hearing aid. Hearing aid is an amplifying device. The hearing aid should be fitted immediately after hearing loss is detected.
How does hearing loss affect speech?
First 2-3 years of life, child tries to communicate with the world. The basic mode of communication remains speech. If speech development has to occur, hearing remains the fundamental thing for speech development. Child tries to communicate via, he hears the surrounding sounds, he tries to give meaning to the surrounding sounds, he tries to utter on the guidelines of what he has heard, and this complicated process ultimately leads to the speech development.
कसा असेल लाल हां कसाच हिरवा रंग आहे गवताला पण हिरवा रंग द्यायचा.
Treatment for hearing loss is essential, but education plays a vital role in future progress of the child.
The most important factor that we have to keep in mind while teaching the hearing impaired children is that we have to stimulate them for listening and talking, because they have no normal input like other children.
मी नाही म्हणाली म्हण मी यायची उभी राहा असं उभं राहायचं आधी उभं राहायचं श्रुती अशी उभी राहा बघ आधी बघ इकडे आला आवाज बरोबर आता उलटी फिर शाबास शाबास श्रुतीने छान आवाज ऐकला हे बघ म्हणून मी हे श्रुतीला बक्षीस देते. श्रुती हे घे बक्षीस. चला टाळ्या वाजवा सगळ्यांनी. शाबास श्रुती.
अहो नाही
Bow.
व्हेरी गुड.
The special schools for the hearing impaired are different from normal schools. The most important point being the teacher-student ratio, which is 10:1. These schools are also specially equipped with audiometers for testing the hearing loss, the grouped systems in every class, a special individual speech trainer, and mirrors to teach them speech.
गीता, तुला मगाशी मी हा सिंह आहे म्हणून सांगितलं, मग हा ससा आहे म्हटलं आपण. काय म्हटलं? ससा.
सत्ता.
पुन्हा तू ता म्हणाली, विसरली. हां, हे बघ, सा. हां, सा.
व्यवस्थित आवाज येतो? हां, येतं ना? की मोठं करू? हॅलो गीता, बरोबर. ओके ओके, आता हे करूया आपण. हे बघ मी काय आणलंय. हे काय? पंखा.
बाक्का.
बरोबर. हे काय? छत्री.
छत्री.
बरोबर. हे बूट. ओके.
There are ways and means by which the child can be made to use language and speech. It is the knowledge, involvement, and patience of the teacher that can exploit students' potential to the fullest and make him a useful member of society. Does this process continue when the child is at home? Mr. Asthana, despite his hectic schedule, has always found time for his daughter.
We were trying to teach Aparna the difference between what is rough and what is smooth. The conceptual difference. Because without concept, language cannot develop. And I was told not to shave on one side and to shave on one side. And then we put Aparna's hand and she found that this was rough and this was smooth. 2 or 3 times and she knew what was rough and what was smooth.
सुरुवातीला तो बोलतच नसे, खुणा करायचा. मग खूण केली की आम्ही त्याला रागवायचो. मग खूण नको करू, तू बोल आणि काय ते मागून घे. हे थोडं बळजबरीच त्याला करावं लागले.
आणि याच्या दृष्टीने आम्ही पुढे मग माझ्या बहिणीकडे मी त्याला 1.5 वर्षाचा असताना ठेवला आणि तिने त्याच्यावरची फार अतिशय परिश्रम घेतले. म्हणजे कुठलीही गोष्ट दे म्हटल्याशिवाय हातात ठेवायची नाही. म्हणजे तोंडातून शब्द पहिला उमटल्याशिवाय, कारण हे हट्टी असल्यामुळे त्यांनी बरोबर ओळखलं आणि हळूहळू अशी तिने सुद्धा प्रगती करत.
When the child is diagnosed as a hearing impaired child, it is an extremely traumatic experience for the parents. More so because the child looks like any other child. The parents struggle through the feelings of shock, anger, denial, and guilt in their attempts to come to terms with the fact that they have a handicapped child. What the parents go through, however silently, is communicated to the child.
The parents' attitude can range from overindulgence and protection to total indifference of the children. To let them know that the children are normal and can be educated like other children, the schools have to hold lot of parental guidance programs in which the parents are brought from their initial shock out to accept the child as a normal child, and after that they are shown ways and methods of dealing these children at home and giving them speech and language at home too, because the parents are their first and foremost teachers.
The mother of a hearing handicapped, Mrs. Asthana, has played a crucial role in Aparna's upbringing.
In order to help her, I joined a teacher's course for the deaf. This helped me a lot because I did not know how to go about it much, and at that time there were no students whom we could see and know how other children were doing. I couldn't meet my friends and have a full-time career. But I'm glad I made all those sacrifices.
But mommy, because of you, that what I am today. I am doing my MCM. I am employed in Customs Department in Pune.
Rajendra Joglekar, recipient of the National Award, is a commercial artist by profession. He also has a master's degree from IIT Bombay.
ड्रॉइंग काढायचे झालं की अमुक पुस्तकावरून ट्रेस करणं आणि ट्रेसवरून कलरिंग करणं एवढंच माझं काम आलं. पण प्रोफेसरांनी दृष्टीने काय काय नावं द्यायची, एवढी नावं द्यायची, एवढीच मी ते स्केच करत होते. याशिवाय बाकी ते सिनेमा स्लाईड किंवा पोस्टर किंवा म्युझियम चार्ट वगैरे सगळं त्याची ट्रेच एवढंच माझं काम आले. त्यामुळे मी त्याकडे हळूहळू प्रगती होत गेली. त्यातून 9 वर्ष ते गेल्यानंतर 2 वर्ष IIT बॉम्बेला मी मास्टर ऑफ डिझाईनचा कोर्स केला.
कर्णबधिरांबद्दल कुटुंबामध्ये बघण्याचा दृष्टिकोनही असा कीव करण्यासारखा असतो, सहानुभूतीचा असतो आणि समाजामध्ये हा एक दुर्बल घटक आहे असं जे काही समजलं जातं. आणि त्यामुळे ह्या मुलापासून कर्णबधिर मूल किंवा अपंग मूल काही कुटुंबाला एक काही कमाई करून काही आणेल किंवा स्वावलंबी बनेल अशी काही त्यांची भावना निर्माण होत नाही आणि त्यामुळे त्याला एक समाजातलं स्थान मिळू शकत नाही. परंतु असं मानण्याचं काही आता कारण नाही आहे.
Some of these children face rejection, which may be manifested in physical terms or in more subtle forms of psychological rejection. Most parents tend to be overprotective, intrusive, and overindulgent. This really limits the child's opportunities to do things for himself. Therefore, age-appropriate independent behavior should and must be encouraged by the parents in order to make the hearing impaired child into a independent and a more fruitful individual. Treat the hearing impaired child as you would treat any other child. Remember, he too needs love, care, and lots of support like any other child.
Rehabilitation of the hearing handicap not only includes love and understanding from the parents, but also includes teaching them different skills related to different occupations. Dhananjay is working as a staff photographer for the prestigious institute. The support given by his parents has made him what he is today.
हळूहळू कळालं त्यामुळं मला हे केलं. मी ऐकून द्यायलाच नाही. त्याच्यामुळं तोंड फिरून हे कसं खातलं. शाळा तुकडू तू काही शिकवताना मला ऐकून देत नाही. मित्रांना सांगितलं, समजूनच सांगितलं की मित्रांना मला सांगितलं. तोंड फिरून समजूनच सांगितलं मला मग.
Shaila, who is also working, has her experiences to share.
मला माझ्या माहेरचे सगळे बोलताना ते मला सगळं कळतं. पण काही जण बोलताना एवढं पटकन बोलायला समजत नाही. एकदम मला बोलायला समजत नाही. तर मोठ्याने बोलायला समजतं मला. पण बोलताना कठीण पडते. कारण कानाला लावलं तर एकदम जरा ऐकायला एवढं येत नाही, फक्त येत नाही. बोलण्याच्या आलं मोठ्यावरून समजतं. कारण माझ्या घरचे सगळं व्यवस्थित बोलतात. कारण ते कंटाळतात, कधी चांगले बोलतात हे पण. आणि माझं म्हणजे
मग कोर्स केल्यानंतर मला आपोआप त्याचा सेल्फ कॉन्फिडन्स लागला की कम्युनिकेशन हा तो थोडक्यात प्रॉब्लेम. हे गोष्टी वगळता बाकी कामात आय हॅव द ॲबिलिटी टू वर्क. पण त्या मास्टर ऑफ डिझाईन नंतर पुढे हळूहळू ते कामाला सुरुवात केली. म्हणजे विशेष करून बिल्डिंग पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह किंवा सायंटिफिक मॉडेल शिवाय ते नकाशे जगह कामे.
The hearing handicap can lead complete and healthy lives in spite of their disabilities. They can practice professions ranging from factory work to advertising. They are as capable as we are. A mother who has given a handicapped child confidence and made him independent says, "Such children are not born to ordinary people. I am definitely a privileged mother." And that's the spirit. So let's all welcome them into a world of hearing.